So in this video we'll start chapter 14, statistics. So statistics, mean, mode and median are called the measures of central tendency. So measures of central tendency are called mean, mode and median. So our data is divided into two types. The first one is ungrouped data, second one is grouped data. So ungrouped data we all have studied in class 9th. So ungrouped data means any random data which is presented to us in raw form. So mean for this data is sum of all observation upon total number of observation. This formula we have already studied in class 9th. Mode is maximum frequency. The maximum occurrence of a digit is called mode. Second, median depends on two factors, whether n is odd or even. So if n is odd, number of terms are odd, that means median will be n plus 1 upon 2th term, or if n is even, median will be n by 2th plus n by 2 plus 1th term, the mean of n by 2th plus n by 2 plus 1th term. So this was all we have already discussed in class 9th. So we'll discuss in this section, in this class, group data. So for group data, mean will be, suppose if observations are xi, x1, x2, x3 up to xn, and frequencies means the number of occurrence of that particular digit. Suppose if we talk about weight of class 10 students, so number of students having 55 weight, number of students having 57 kg weight, number of students having 61 kg weight. So f1, f2 and fn are the frequencies for corresponding to x1, x2. So mean will be sigma fi xi upon sigma fi. This is this method of determining mean is called direct method, because here we are finding the mean, we are determining the mean directly. Second method is assumed mean method. This method is used, direct method is used whenever the values are very small, the class interval is very small. So in case if the class interval is having large values or big values or greater values, that in that case we will be using assumed mean and step deviation method. So assumed mean method formula is x bar is equal to a is assumed value which we are going to assume. I'll explain you with the help of questions, plus sigma fi di upon sigma fi. Di is deviation. Next, step deviation method formula is x bar is equal to a plus h sigma fi ui upon sigma fi. So there are three methods by which we are going to determine mean. So before starting the exercise, we should know that step deviation method will be convenient to apply if all the di's have a common factor. The mean obtained by all three methods is the same. Either if it does not matter which method we are going to use, the mean value will be same for all the three methods: direct method, assumed mean method and step deviation method. The assumed mean method and step deviation method are just simplified forms of the direct method. So we can use any method, but step deviation will be convenient to apply if all the di's have a common factor, and assumed mean method when the values are big enough, so that time we will be using assumed mean method. So let's begin with the exercise. So exercise 14.1, question number first. So firstly, before going for this exercise, we should know class mark. Class mark is upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2. We will be using this class mark in the questions. So whenever we talk about frequencies, it is assumed that the frequency of each class interval is centered around its midpoint. So the midpoint of each class can be chosen to represent the observations falling in the class. So that's why we determine class mark. So class mark is the average of its upper and lower limits. So let's start the exercise now. So exercise 14.1, question number first. So in this question some data is given to us. I have arranged in this form, you also have to arrange. So first column will be class interval. Class interval is the first column. So class intervals are 0 to 2. So 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 14. So these are continuous class intervals. So frequency for these class intervals are 1 for 0 to 2, 2 for 2 to 4, 1 for 4 to 6, 5, 6, 2, 3 and so on. So total frequency is 20. So class mark is upper class plus lower class, upper class plus lower class divided by 2. So 2 plus 0 upon 2 is 1. So this will be 1. So class mark is 1. Next, 2 plus 4 divided by 2 is 6 upon 2, 3. 6 plus 4, 10 upon 2, 5. Similarly 7, similarly 9, similarly 11, similarly 13. So this pattern will follow if the class intervals are continuous. So 14 plus 12 is 26 divided by 2 is 13. Now next method is to find out the product of Fi and Xi. So product of Fi and Xi. Fi is this one, frequency, and Xi is class marks. So 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. 3 multiplied 2 is 6. 5 multiplied 1 is 5. 7 multiplied 5 is 35. 9 multiplied 6 is 54. 11 multiplied 2 is 22. 13 multiplied 3 is 39. Now sum of all sigma Fi Xi. Sigma means summation of all the multiples of Fi and Xi. So sum of all will be 162 when you will find it out. Now mean formula for direct method. So for direct method, the formula for mean is this one. Mean is equal to sigma Fi Xi upon sigma Fi. So sigma Fi Xi means summation of the multiples of Fi Xi, which we have already determined, it is 162. Upon sigma Fi means sum of all frequencies, it is 20. So 162 upon 20 is 8.1. So 8.1 is the required mean. So let's move on to next question. So Xi will be upper class limit plus lower class limit upon 2. But for this we have greater values. 500 and 520 are very big values. So for this case we will be using step deviation method. So here I have written class intervals 500 to 520, 520 to 540, 540 to 560, 560 to 580 and 580 to 600. Frequencies corresponding to class intervals I have written here. Now next we will be writing Xi. Xi means class marks. So lower class limit plus upper class limit divided by 2. So 500 plus 520 divided by 2 is 510. Next 520 plus 540 divided by 2 is 530. Next 550. So if this is a continuous class interval, if we have continuous class interval, so it will keep on increasing regularly at regular intervals. So 570 and next one will be 590. So now next column, 3 columns for each method, for every method will be same. Ci, class interval, frequency Fi and class marks Xi. Now for step deviation and for assumed mean method we have to find out Di. So Di formula will be Xi minus A. So Di will be equal to Xi minus A. So take A as the centermost value because it will be very easy to subtract and later on add on. So addition will be very much easy. You can take any of the 5 values, but for conveniency take the middlemost. So middlemost is 550. So A is equal to 550. So if A is 550, Di will be Xi minus 550. Xi minus 550 means 510 minus 550. So 510 minus 550 is minus 40. 530 minus 550 is minus 20. 550 minus 550 is 0. 570 minus 520, 550 is 20. Then this is 40. Now UI is Di upon H. This UI we are going to determine for step deviation method only. So UI will be Di upon H. So H is the gap of class interval. So the gap of class interval here is 520 minus 500, which is 20. So each class interval is having a gap of 20. So whenever there are regular gaps, that time we will be using step deviation method for sure if the values are greater. So h is equal to 20. So ui will be di upon 20. Now minus 40 upon 20 is minus 2. Then minus 1, then 0, then 1, then 2. Now fi ui. So fi, this one, fi is this. Ui is this. So 12 multiplied minus 2 is minus 24. Minus 14. 8 multiplied 0 is 8. 6 multiplied 1 is 6. 10 multiplied 2 is 20. So on adding these values, so 20 plus 6 is 26. Minus 24 is 2. So minus 14 plus 2 is minus 12. So sum of all fi ui is minus 12. Now formula for step deviation is mean is equal to a. A value is, we have taken 550 plus sigma fi ui. Sigma fi ui is minus 12 upon sigma fi is 50 multiply by h. H value we have taken 20. H value is 20 here. So on determining these values on solving, this will be 550 minus 24 upon 5. So is equal to 550 minus 24 upon 5. And on solving this, this will be 550 minus 4.8. So this will be 545.2. So answer is 545.2. So this is mean. So this is how we are going to use step deviation method. Direct method I have explained you using first question. In first question we have used. So let's move on to third question. So in third question, same class marks are this one. So class CI class interval I have written here 11 to 13, 13 to 15 and so on. Frequency is this one. Xi is, I have already determined. Xi is upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2. So xi is 11 plus 13 divided by 2. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. Similarly 28 divided by 2 is 14. Then 32 divided by 2 is 16 and so on. So here I have determined xi. You can pause the video and find out xi. Then find out fi xi. Here we will be using direct method. So fi xi means 12 multiplied by 7. So 12 multiplied by 7 is 84. Next 14 multiplied by 6. So 14 multiplied by 6 is again 84. Then 16 multiplied by 9. So 16 multiplied by 9 is 144. You can pause the video and find out it first. Then 13 multiplied by 18. So 13 multiplied by 18 is 234. Now f is there. We have to find out the value of f. Mean is already given. So f 20 multiplied f is 20f. Next 22 multiplied by 5. So 22 multiplied by 5 is 110. Then 24 multiplied by 4. So 24 multiplied by 4 is 96. Now add all the values. So we can say 84 plus 84 plus 144 plus 234 plus this 110 plus 96. So this will be 752. 752 plus 20 f. Here also I have added the values. So this is 44 plus f. So now mean for this mean is given 18. So 18 is the mean. So mean is equal to 18. So here I have written 18 is equal to sigma fi xi. So that means it is 752 plus 20f upon sigma fi. Sigma fi is 44 plus f. So this implies 18 bracket 44 plus f is equal to 752 plus 20f. So 18 multiplied by 44. This will be 792. So we can say 792 plus 18f is equal to 752 plus 20f. So simplifying is, so this will be 792 minus 752 is equal to 20f minus 18f. So this will be 792 minus 752 is 40. 792 minus 752, we all know it is 40. So 40 is equal to 2f. So this implies f will be equal to 40 upon 2, which is 20. So f value is 20. So this is the answer. So f value is 20. So next is question number 4. So question number 4, in this question we'll use step deviation method as the values are very much greater here. So CI I have written 65 plus 65 to 68, 68 to 71, 71 to 74 and so on. So Fi I have also written for 65 to 68 it is 2, frequency is 2, then 4, then 3 and so on. So total frequency is 30. So Xi means lower class limit plus upper class limit divided by 2. So 65 plus 68 upon 2 is 66.5. Then 69.5, then sum of these two divided by 2 is 72.5 and so on. So here di deviation is xi minus a. So a value is equal to, let's take a value as 75.5. 75.5. So if a is 75.5, this one is a. So di will be equal to xi minus a. So xi minus a means xi minus 75.5. So xi minus 75.5. So this will be minus 9. This will be, next will be minus 6, minus 3, 0. Then again 3, 6 and 9. So ui is di upon h. So here h value is equal to, h is the gap between these two values. So h is equal to 3. So di upon h. So minus 9 upon 3 is minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now FI means Fi multiplied by ui. So Fi is 2 multiplied by minus 3 is minus 6, then minus 8, then minus 3, 0, 7, 8, 3 multiplied 2 is 6. Now sum of all these values will be 4. So this is 4. So total value is 4. Now formula for step deviation, x bar, mean x bar is equal to a plus sigma fi ui upon sigma fi multiplied by h. So a value is 75.5 plus sigma fi ui is 4 upon 30 multiplied by h is 3. So this will be 75.5 plus 4 upon 10, or we can say 75.5 plus 0.4, or we can say 75.9. So 75.9 is the mean. So this will be mean. So let's move on to next question, question number 5. So question number 5, class mark is equal to, we all know now, upper class limit plus lower class limit upon 2. But here, as the class intervals are not continuous here, there is a gap of 1 between two class intervals. So therefore, let's subtract 0.5 from the lower class limit and add 0.5 to the upper class limit. So once we'll subtract 0.5 from the lower class limit, it will be 49.5. And if we add 0.5 to the upper class limit, it will be 52.5. Similarly, 52.5 to 55.5, 55.5 to 58.5. We are doing so to make this a continuous class interval. So now it is continuous. So frequencies I have written here. So again the values are very big. So here also we will use step deviation method. So in step deviation method, next we find out xi. Xi is, so these three columns you have to determine for all the three methods, whichever you want to use. So these three columns you have to determine. Now next column for direct method will be fi xi. If you are using direct method, then find out fi xi simply. If you are using assume mean method or step deviation method, then you have to find out this di. So di is equal to xi minus a. So a, let's take a as 57 because 57 is the centermost value. So a is 57. So xi minus 57, or we can say 51 minus 57 is minus 6. Then this will be minus 3, then 0, then 3, then 6. Now ui is di upon h. So h is equal to gap of these two values. So gap, here the gap is of 3. So h is equal to 3. Now di upon minus 6 upon 3 is minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Similarly fi ui, fi multiplied by this. So minus 30, minus 110, 0, 115 and 50. 25 multiplied 2 is 50. So sum of all these values will be 25. Once we will add these values, it will be 25. So putting the value in the formula, x bar is equal to a plus sigma fi ui upon sigma fi multiplied by h. So 57 plus sigma fi ui. So now sigma fi ui is 25 upon sigma fi is 400 multiplied by h is 3. So this will be 25 multiplied 3 is 75. 75 upon 400 on simplification becomes 3 upon 16. So we can say 57 plus 3 upon 16, or we can say 57 plus 0.1875. So this will be 57.1875, or we can say on simplification or round of value is 57.19. So this is the mean. So let's move on to next question. Question number 6. So question number 6 is same as these questions. So you can try yourself. So in question number 6 also we can see the values are very big. So you can use any method, but step deviation method would be convenient for this question as the values are very big. So calculation becomes easier if we use step deviation method. Similarly, if we talk about question number 7, so in question number 7 the values are very small, so you can use any method as per your conveniency. Direct method would also be convenient for this question. So let's move on to question number 8. So in question number 8, if we see the gaps are not equal, so here assume mean method would be convenient to be used. So it would be convenient to use step deviation method, or assume mean method in this question. So as you can see, the gaps are 0 to 6, 6 to 10, 10 to 14, 14 to 20, 20 to 28, 28 to 38, 38 to 40. So fi is 11, 10, 7, 4, 4, 3, 1. So xi I have determined 0 plus 6 upon 2, 3, 6 plus 10 upon 2, 8, 10 plus 14 upon 2, 12, 14 plus 20 upon 2, 17, 24, 33 and 39. So here we'll use assume mean method. So for assume mean and step deviation, first 4 columns are same. So ci, fi, xi and di. So di we have to take a value. So let's take a is equal to 17 because 17 is the middlemost value. So a is equal to 17. So di is equal to xi minus a. So xi minus 17. So 3 minus 17 is minus 14. Then this will be minus 9. Then minus 5. Then 0. Then 7. Then 16. Then 22. So fi di. Now fi di is minus. Fi di means fi multiplied by 11 multiplied minus 14 is minus 154. 10 multiplied minus 9 is minus 90. 7 multiplied minus 5 is minus 35. Then 0. 7 multiplied 4 is 28. 16 multiplied 3 is 48. And then 22 multiplied 1 is again 22. So on adding these values, the sum will be minus 181. Minus 181. Sum of fi is 40. So putting the value into the formula for assumed mean method, so x bar mean is equal to a plus sigma fi di upon sigma fi. So a is 17 plus sigma fi di is minus 181 upon 40. So minus 181 upon 40 is 4.525, so which is 17 minus 4.525, or we can say this will be 12.475, or we can say this will be 12.48 roughly. If approx value we find out, so 12.475 can be approximated to 12.48. So this is our answer. So next is question number 9. So question number 9 is also same as previous questions. So use this method, pause the video and use this method and find out the solution, the mean value for question number 9 using assumed mean method. So thank you all.